Well, I went to school at Cal Poly Pomona, and I started off as an engineering major. I was in it for about 2 years and realized I hated it. And I thought, well, what do I want to do? What do I like to do? And I realized I like to help people work out. I like to work out myself. And at the time, the manager at the Bronco Fitness Center said, well, you should try kinesiology. It's really different working with someone with a spinal cord injury versus an able body, only because someone with a spinal cord injury is doing it for their general longevity and their day-to-day living, whereas someone with an able body is going to come in and say, I want to lose weight, or I want to look good for this event. Someone with a spinal cord injury comes in saying, I don't want to fall over in my chair, or I want to be able to shave myself today, or I want to be able to put my own shirt on. And so there's just a lot more I'd say dedication and adherence to their program with someone with a spinal cord injury, because it really does mean their long-term health and wellness. Steve, my longest running spinal cord injury client and most consistent by far. Steve is a wonderful person. I genuinely enjoy every time he comes in. He works so hard every time he's here. I mean, he's struggling, he's pushing, and it really is a great time because I see how focused and driven he is and goal-oriented he is. And it motivates me. I mean, I want to help him get better, so it motivates me to be a better trainer and try and get him there.
I was injured in August 2010, almost 4 years ago, and I've always liked action sports. And I was on a BMX bike with a large group, a club that rides BMX bikes. And at a park that we stopped at to take a rest, I rode up to this ledge, looked down at the sidewalk, and felt confident I can have something I've done many times before. I went off the ledge, and instead of the bike staying level and landing on the sidewalk, down below, the front wheel dropped, and I went over the handlebars and landed on my head, and that's how I injured myself. My level of injury is C5, C6, incomplete. Part of my injury is my arms became restricted, and I can't straighten my arms out, and we're working on that. Sean and I are working on that at the gym. Two biggest things that I've gotten back are my range of motion is a big difference. And I was able to get into the manual chair 2.5 years ago, so that's been the two biggest improvements that I've made thanks to starting out at Casa Colina, and then Project Walk has taken me to a whole new level. Living in a chair is a lot of work. My name is Steve Campbell, and I thank all the donors for improving my life and everybody that works at Project Walk.
When I first got hired at the Claremont Club, I was hired on as a personal trainer. And about 2 months into working with only able bodies, my manager, Denise Johnson, asked if I would like to work with spinal cord injuries. I said, yeah, sure, why not? Somebody that suffered a spinal cord injury, during their sessions, I've never heard them complain, not once. Not about how hard the workout is, not about how fatigued they feel or that they can't do it. I haven't heard any of my clients even complain about a bad day. Working with this specific population is very demanding. It's emotionally, mentally, and physically demanding. But at the same time, it's emotionally rewarding in that way because we do get to see them reach those short and long-term goals, and we do get to be a part of their happiness, and they become a part of ours. There's been multiple occasions all of us go out together outside of work, and we know each other inside and out. It's definitely a friendship before it's a client-trainer relationship, and that's where you get so invested and so involved because they are your friends. All of my friends are very inspired by what I do, and they wish that they could do what I'm doing. Especially one of my friends went to the Be Perfect event last year, and she said that she has never been to something that has inspired her more to be a better person. So most of my friends, they love what I do, and they understand it completely. Why wouldn't you want to work with that population? Why wouldn't you want to change somebody's life and have the client change your life as well?
Yeah, I would say definitely Project Walk Claremont brings a certain happiness to my life. It doesn't really matter what kind of funk I'm in before I get to the club, but once I enter those doors, my whole attitude sort of changes. Tanya is pretty huge in my life. More than just a trainer, of course. She's a really good friend. She probably knows my body a little bit, you know, just as good as I do. Knows what my limitations are, how far to push me. And most of the time we come in and we're working out and we're just talking about life. People don't understand sometimes that life goes on and, you know, there is a way to move forward when you go through something like this. And Be Perfect gives you that hope to look forward in life, that there is bigger things to accomplish. Well, the reason I'm in the chair right now is 4 years ago, on July 5th, I dove into a pool and my chin got punctured on the bottom, and it punctured my spine between my C4 and C5 vertebrae. I was in the hospital, I was on the ventilator, I couldn't speak. Doctors came in, of course, and said you wouldn't be able to be off the ventilator or breathe on your own for the rest of your life. You won't be able to move. And of course I took that as a challenge. I was able to meet Lori Hargrave and Hal Hargrave when I first got injured, and they came to my room. That day changed my life. Like, I think back on that all the time. And I've told Hal that, like, that day, I was bottom. And even when I left CASA, it was pretty dark, and here I am today. It's crazy I was like that close to like giving up too. But you guys helped me. People like you. And how I can remember that day very vividly. And it sticks with me. Kind of pushes me a little. I'm Jason Smoot, and I want to thank everybody who continues to be a part of Be Perfect. And for me personally, I want to thank you for making me a better person and a better dad. Honestly, I think you've not only affected my life, but my family and my little son. And thank you for that.
Kate was 5 years old when she was diagnosed with a very aggressive type of brain cancer. She battled through chemo, radiation, a stem cell transplant, but she also had brain surgery. And when they went in to do the brain surgery, it was very intricate because of where the tumor was located. And she came out of surgery actually paralyzed on her right side, and she had lost her ability to speak. So she came out of treatment, and after 8 months off treatment, which we were hoping was cancer-free, she actually, at the age of 7, relapsed with what they thought was a fatal form of the same disease. We did not think Kate would live to see 10 years old because we had been told that that was not probable at all. But she has beat incredible odds, not just physically, but in the cancer world and emotionally, mentally, just all of those things. She's doing really well. That doesn't mean it's easy. It's incredibly difficult, and it comes at a sacrifice that she pays for often, but she has done fantastic. And I just couldn't be more proud of her.
I was called up by Lori Hardgrave about Kate. When I work out with Kate, I like to try to make games out of everything. So probably some of my favorites are doing the arm cycle with her. We try to keep on beating her time each time and to see her be so proud of herself when she does. I like kicking around a soccer ball with her, just to see her to be able to do normal daily kid activities. Well, it's actually interesting because Kate and I are about 16 years apart, but really at the end of the day, we kind of have formed this little friendship. There really isn't an age difference between us. She comes in and she tells me about her day, what made her sad, what made her happy, what she's proud of, what she's disappointed in, how the boys sitting next to her have cooties. I mean, and it's cool because she's talking to me like I'm one of her girlfriends, and that makes me feel good, and I consider her a friend too.
Especially for a kid, community is so important. They've already been taken from so much that they want to do and be a part of. So to be thrust into therapy multiple times a week, it's a lot for a kid. And so I feel like she's developing community there too, and relationship with her trainer. So that's huge.
My name is Kate McCray, and I would like to thank Be Perfect and Project WAF for helping me get stronger.